So as I said, while at Summer Game Fest, we did get to check out some really unique horror games. One of which was TENEBRIS Somnia, done by Cybot Studios, New Blood Interactive, Airdorf Games, and also directed by Andreas Borghi, and had the lead actress Carla Kovacki. And I'm sorry if I said any names wrong, but this is a really unique game. So I'm telling you guys, this was something that was really cool, and I don't think there's ever been a game like this. So it's a 2D retro survival horror game with live action cutscenes that were all created by an award-winning film crew from Argentina. So in this game, you unveil the depths of a disturbing story by solving puzzles, fighting horrible creatures, and you have the luring, I guess, kind of stuck in your mind question. What if they aren't just nightmares? What if this isn't just a nightmare? What if this is real? So a survival horror action game in the same vein as classic games like Silent Hill and Resident Evil, but adapted into a 2D aesthetic from the 8 or 16-bit era. But the secrets of the game lie within the cinematics. When you reach certain key points in this game, you will be introduced into a sequence from a completely different point of view, made in live action from real actors and practical effects created by a professional award-winning film crew out of Argentina. And there's like one of the biggest things that I heard Dave Oshry from New Blood and some of the people from Cybot Studios, as well as Andrea, say there was no AI in this. This was actual practical effects in this game, as well as not in the game, but as in the cutscenes. But this is what's crazy about this game. So first and foremost, I got to say the game does come out October 16th. There should be a demo available now on Steam that you could check out, but it also is releasing for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch 1 and Switch 2. And I was really intrigued by this game. So it is like a side-scrolling 2D 8 to 16-bit style game that has that classic type of feel as you play it. So you have different puzzles that you actually are able to take on. There's different type of methods that you can kind of get through these rooms, but the main thing is like using your brain to play these games. And I feel like there's so many games out there now that kind of take the cheap kind of route, and instead of them making things more like horrifying by adding those elements like old school Silent Hill and Resident Evil games to where you had to do these puzzles or find certain materials throughout the game to lead you on to the next level, this game really kind of adapts that and pulls it full force into your face, because not only are you trying to find these different type of elements in the game, but there's certain times that you come up to certain things that are happening. Like at one point in time during the demo, as you were walking through as a main character, she makes a statement of, "I don't remember leaving that door open." And right when she said that on the screen in the 16-bit style, it instantly turned to this cutscene of like real world movie cutscene that was super horrifying. And we were all sitting there watching this, and the whole room gets quiet. And I'm like, nope. I would have already been out of the room. No question. Like, it was really crazy. And it's such a unique idea whenever it comes down to horror games, because one thing that does kind of push the element whenever it comes down to horror is those live action scenes, as well as practical effects. And the practical effects that this team have made for this movie is really crazy, because like I'm saying, this is an actual movie that you can not only interact with as you're playing the game, but it's a movie that plays before your eyes. It's such a mind-bending experience. And of course, you know, I said this multiple times, but Dave and the New Blood Interactive team, I'm like, of course y'all would want to make this game. Like, why wouldn't you want to make this game? So I sat there and talked to Carla as well, who's the lead actress, and she really liked this main character because she kind of had, she had made a statement that really stuck with me. She said, the character is, of course, horrified from what is happening, but at the same time, she's like a super badass bitch that is like, okay, yelling and screaming and running away from this is not going to stop this. I've got to deal with this head on. And that's what I really like about this character, is that, yes, she did multiple times while this game is playing and you're playing her in this 16-bit style. When it cuts to the movie scene, she's just a super badass, bro, that's taking on all kinds of crazy characters, like wax characters that their heads are made out of like melted candles. There's another character that has like, that's basically a two-faced woman that has like a mouth and face at the top as well as at the bottom of her head. That's the craziest shit I've seen in so long. But the big thing too that really stuck with me is, of course, there was no AI in this. It was all practical effects. And you could really tell the passion that Andreas and them were really pushing when I was talking to him about these scenes of like, what was the reasoning of this, of like really kind of, I guess, selling it as not just a game, but this is a movie experience. And you could just tell the passion that he had for these scenes, and you could see it on screen. Like, it is very terrifying. So if you're not a big horror fan, if there's one thing to play horror games, because you can kind of pause it and whatever else, but to have that element added in of a cinematic experience that really kind of brings those horrifying characters to life on screen is crazy. Because like I said, at the moment that those scenes cut in, it's like you don't know when that's going to happen. So not only did that really freak me out, that kind of cutscene happened at that moment in time, that when she had stated, I don't remember leaving that door open. Then it cut to this cutscene, but when the cutscene ended, it was like instantaneous back into gameplay. The character that you just saw walk out of this door is right up in your character's face, trying to attack you and kill you. So you can run away, but I suggest, use a wrench, find some weapons, kill some of these horrifying monsters. But I was just really starstruck by this game, honestly. Like, it was such a unique, cool experience, and I definitely think you guys need to make sure to check it out. As I said, there should be a demo playable now on Steam. This game is coming out in October, and I can't wait to play this thing on my Switch, dude. Like, I really feel like my Switch 2 is going to be the ideal game system for this game. With it having that retro feel, but also having that cinematic feel to it. I want to see it in all the Switch glory. But either way, I really am impressed with this. I really think this is one of the coolest experiences I had while at Summer Game Fest. You could just see the love and passion that they really put in with this, building this game up from the ground up. Even though it's a retro game, they built this game and not only had to write it and make it a certain way, but they had to precisely intertwine two different styles of media. And I thought that was just really cool, man. So big shout outs to Cybot Studios, to Andorf Games, to Andreas, to Clara, to New Blood Interactive and Dave. I was really, really impressed with this game, and I can't wait until it launches. So please make sure to check it out, guys. It is something really, really crazy. TENEBRIS Somnia. Definitely make sure to check it out. I'm sorry, Dave, if I said any of these names wrong. You've known me for a while now, and I'm from Texas. I can't read. Whatever. Anyways, love you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out.